Introduce the 2026 SEO landscape. Search engines and AI systems actively downgrade websites that publish isolated, disconnected articles. To rank today, your site needs to prove comprehensive knowledge in one specific area by building a dense network of related information. For a small teaching website, trying to compete against corporate giants on broad topics is a losing game. The mathematical solution to beat them is building a structured content cluster. Before we build one, you need three things: a live teaching website, a clear audience picture, and a blank tracking spreadsheet. This method takes the guesswork out of your publishing schedule. By mapping your topics in advance, you turn random blog posts into a highly calculated, verifiable network of topical authority. Step 1 is selecting your core topic. You need a micro-niche that is narrow enough for a single author to completely dominate. Looking at this comparison, you can see why targeting SEO strategies will fail. It is too broad. But the phrase on the right, practical long-tail keyword tactics for teaching sites, gives you a precise boundary to operate within. To test if your topic is right, ask yourself if a massive corporation would spend the resources to write a 3,000-word guide on it. If they would consider it too narrow to bother with, you have found your target. By choosing a highly specialized turf, you neutralize the budget advantage of large companies. They cannot compete with your depth because their strategy relies on covering thousands of topics at a shallow level. Now that you have your core topic, step 2 is finding the exact questions your audience is asking. You will need a list of 10 to 20 highly specific long-tail keywords. Skip the expensive keyword tools for now. Go straight to user-generated sources, like Google's People Also Ask boxes, niche Reddit threads, and Quora discussions. Find the highly specific problems people are actively trying to solve. As you can see in this layout, you cannot leave your keywords in a random list. You need to group them into a logical progression, starting with beginner concepts, moving through intermediate and advanced tactics, and ending with case studies. Your tracking document should now have 4 distinct subheadings. Aim to place 3 to 5 specific queries underneath each heading. Organizing your content this way mimics a structured academic curriculum. It proves to both human readers and AI crawlers that your website provides a complete A to Z education on the subject. Step 3 is structuring the actual content. You will write one comprehensive 3,000-word guide covering your broad core topic. This is your pillar page. Those categorized long-tail queries from your spreadsheet will each become their own dedicated post. We call these supporting articles. This diagram illustrates the hub and spoke model. Your pillar page sits in the center as the definitive hub, while the highly specific supporting articles branch out around it. To make this structure work, every single supporting article must link directly back to the central pillar page. Next, the supporting articles within the same subcategory must interlink with each other, keeping the reader moving through the related lessons. When you create these internal links, pay attention to the exact words you hyperlink. The anchor text needs to be descriptive and flow naturally within the sentence. Look at these 2 examples. The box on the left uses a descriptive long-tail phrase for the link, giving search engines exact context. The box on the right uses a generic click here link, which wastes the opportunity to pass topical relevance. Building this exact web of internal links forces search engine crawlers to navigate your entire curriculum. It mathematically proves the depth of your expertise based on how thoroughly your pages connect. The final step in preparing your blueprint is injecting EEAT signals into every planned article. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It is a framework search engines use to evaluate content quality. AI ranking systems now actively filter out generic advice. If your content lacks verifiable proof of real-world human experience, it will not rank, regardless of your site structure. This checklist shows exactly what you need to include. Every article must feature an element like a detailed author bio, original screenshots from your own work, or a recent last updated date to prove the information is current. Large corporate sites often rely on high volumes of AI-generated filler. By integrating your own test data and student success stories, you build a layer of trust that those automated systems simply cannot fake. You now possess a highly structured, expertly mapped content cluster blueprint. The research is done and the architecture is set. Your next step is execution. Draft your massive 3,000-word pillar page first. Once that is live, commit to publishing 2 to 3 of your supporting articles every month. Instead of stressing over individual keyword rankings, measure your success by tracking the collective traffic of the entire cluster as it grows over time. Stop trying to match the sheer publishing volume of massive brands. By shifting your strategy to undeniable depth in a narrow niche, you force them to play your game. Open your tracking document, pick your core topic, and start writing today.